I still remember the sound of the music that night, the laughter, the clinking of glasses, the soft glow of lights over the dance floor. It was supposed to be the happiest day of my son's life, and maybe it was. But for me, it became the day I lost a piece of my heart. Ethan looked handsome in his black tuxedo, tall, confident, the boy I raised alone after his father passed away. My pride, my reason for breathing. And the woman beside him, Chloe, well, she looked perfect. Every hair in place, a smile that could melt glass. Everyone adored her. Everyone but me, because I could see something behind that smile. The first time she shook my hand, she barely looked at me. Her fingers were cold. Her eyes wandered. She said, "Oh, you're Ethan's mom?" As if she'd expected someone else. I tried to ignore it, tried to think maybe it's just nerves. Maybe she's overwhelmed. But as the night went on, that mask began to slip. When I offered to help in the bridal suite, she said, "No offense, but we don't want to mess up the photos." I laughed awkwardly. Everyone else did too. But my chest tightened. Then, during dinner, she made a joke about how some people just don't know when to stop talking. And everyone turned to me because I had been talking. I smiled, swallowed, pretended it didn't sting. But what happened later, that broke something inside me. After the toast, I tried to dance. The DJ played an old song Ethan and I used to dance to when he was little. I laughed and reached for his hand. But Chloe slipped between us. "Let him dance with someone his own age," she said, smirking. People gasped. Then she added, "Careful, or the floor might crack under all that weight." And then laughter, soft, cruel, like knives in my back. I stood there, frozen. The lights blurred, my face burned, but I said nothing. Ethan didn't hear it. He was across the room, talking to friends, and I was glad. He didn't need to see his mother humiliated. When I got home that night, I took off my shoes and sat in the dark. The clock ticked. The house was quiet. And for the first time in years, I cried. I whispered to myself, "It's fine. She'll learn." Life has a way of teaching people like her. Weeks passed. Ethan called me sometimes, said they were doing well, settling in after the honeymoon. I smiled through the phone, pretended everything was fine. But then, life did what it always does. It turned the page. You see, I'd recently taken on a new position. A company merger had gone through, and I'd been appointed CEO. A long road led there, years of late nights, hard choices, quiet victories no one saw. My first week on the job, HR sent me a list of new employees joining the marketing team. One name caught my eye. Chloe Turner. I froze. No, it couldn't be. But there it was, her name, her department, her start date Monday morning. I didn't tell Ethan, didn't tell anyone. I just waited. That Monday, I walked into the glass conference room, board members around the table, the new hires sitting nervously with notebooks in their laps. And there she was, Chloe. Her perfect smile was gone, her lips parted slightly, color draining from her face. Her eyes darted to mine, then to the table. "Good morning," I said softly. "I'm Mrs. Lane, your new CEO." The silence was heavy. I could hear the sound of her breath catching. For the rest of the meeting, she couldn't look at me. Her hands trembled. Her voice shook when she spoke. When it was over, I asked her to stay. Everyone else filed out quietly. She stood there, small, pale, lost. "Mrs. Lane," she began, her voice cracked. I didn't know, I had no idea you." I raised a hand. "Chloe, sit down." She did, her eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," she said. "I was nervous that day. I said things I didn't mean." "You meant them," I interrupted softly. "You just didn't expect to see me again." She looked down, ashamed. A single tear slid down her cheek. I sighed. Because in that moment, I didn't see the cruel young woman from the wedding. I saw myself 30 years ago, proud, defensive, trying too hard to fit into a world that didn't understand me. Chloe, I said gently, everyone deserves a second chance, but don't waste it. You'll stay here. You'll work hard. You'll earn the respect you threw away that night. She nodded slowly, crying silently. Months passed, and she changed. Truly changed. She worked harder than anyone else. She stayed late, helped others, spoke kindly, with humility. One afternoon, she came to my office with a small envelope. Inside was a photo, her and Ethan, smiling on their anniversary, and a handwritten note. Thank you for not giving up on me. You didn't just teach me a lesson. You gave me back my family. I stared at that photo for a long time. And for the first time since that wedding, I felt peace. When she left, I whispered to myself, it was never about revenge. Because it wasn't. It was about grace. And grace changes people. Sometimes the world hands you the power to destroy someone. But the real test is whether you choose to heal them instead. That's what I learned. People remember cruelty, but they never forget mercy. And sometimes the sweetest revenge is forgiveness.